Today, something a little bit different. We're in the bucolic bliss of southern New South Wales, out in the sticks, driving two cars from the sublime to the ridiculous.
And I'm not sure which is the sublime and which is the ridiculous.
So first, the things that I like. I quite like the front end. I think that looks absolutely super. The kidney grille, the very smart LED lights, and these wheels. Now this is an MPAC. Aha! The car just unlocked because the key's in my pocket. If I walk over here, just the car locks. If I walk over here, the car unlocks. These come in a couple of different models. This is the base model. It has a 3-cylinder 1.5 turbo engine with 103 kilowatts and 220 newton meters. This gets to 100 in 8.7 seconds. And the price, by the time it's on the road, was well over $50,000. And that's a lot of money to pay for a base model BMW, but the thing is, what do you get for that lot of money? On the top of the engine it says twin turbo power because, funnily enough, it's a twin turbo. There's not a lot of room in this engine bay. This is really packed with stuff. The bonnet you open, remember, give it 2 pulls on the handle. There's no catch here under the bonnet itself. As you can see, this is a booted car, unlike the 1 Series, which is a hatch. The 2 Series Coupe and Gran Coupe, so the 2-door and the 4-door, both have frameless windows and little bubba boots. But getting into the back, oh Jesus, that is, no, my foot's caught. My foot's caught at the door. My foot's caught in the door. Oh, that's what's going to happen. There we go. The back of the seat is scalloped out, but my knees are hard up. There's no way I could do a trip here. But while I'm in the back, I'll point out the cup holders, the cargo nets, and the nice blue stitching. The upholstery though, I am not fussed on it. It's just too hard. It's got a really fake feel about it. Of course, there are ISOFIX points, but the piece de resistance is the fact that there's no frames on the windows. But this is very, very low, and I had a really difficult time getting in and out. The front seat is much more convivial. There's BMW's active display, or whatever it is BMW calls it, and quite a decent widescreen infotainment system. Below that are the air conditioning controls, and below that BMW's customary one-touch buttons. Now you can see as I roll my finger across them, the information up the top changes. You will note though that there's only a single zone of air conditioning, which I find slightly disappointing. I think a BMW, I'd like at least twin zones. There's a wireless phone charger, USB, and power outlet. Now if you're wondering why I've got this plugged in, it's because I've got a Navman dash cam, and for some obscure reason this plug is not a standard plug. I had to get a BMW adapter because the normal power outlet plug for my Navman doesn't fit this plug. Down below that are the sport settings, traction control off, parking sensors off, and stop start off. And across the other side is the traditional BMW holder, and that's got a touchpad on the top. I've got wireless CarPlay active already. It connects when you first connect your phone. Of course, you can just connect using traditional Bluetooth, but why would you bother? Just use Apple CarPlay and be done with it. And this turns all of the safety gear on or off. Pressing it once brings it up, pressing it again scrolls through. And that includes the active lane guidance and active blind spot monitor. But this car does not have active cruise control. I mean, that's just crazy in a BMW. There's electric seats with 2 memory positions, and of course fully automatic headlights. I quite like this plasticky effect around the vents and across the dash. But above all, I really like this shade of blue. Pressing that opens the shade and then the sunroof. One more press will open it the rest of the way, but it's not a very wide sunroof. And this little air guard pops up. 2 presses, shuts the whole lot again. So I'm now on a dirt road following David, and the 2GC is doing its job. The ride is not what I would call soft by any means. It's got the sports pack on it, which they all seem to. Oh, and now we're on bitumen. And it does make the ride firm, no doubt about it. And you have to wonder why they didn't offer the entry-level model with soft suspension. Who knows? So we just turned onto the old road, and this surface is not very kind to 19-inch wheels. 19-inch wheels, by the way, are part of a package. This is about $5,200 worth of extras on this car, bringing it up to that $54,000 retail price. Gosh. But one thing that I notice about BMW, that no matter how fast or slow you're going and how rough the ride, the handling is spectacular. Now we're on a small dirt section of road. I'm really getting jostled around. I'm not going very fast according to my heads-up display, which is standard in this car. I'm doing 37 kilometers an hour because I don't want to hit a pothole and blow a tire. However, no matter what car you buy, you should be able to go on a dirt road. I mean, what if you are driving out to your country property? I think I'd want to meet someone coming the other way. So after taking some thrilling drone footage, which I'm sure you'll agree, this is a really picturesque area, as my sainted auntie used to say. Now that I'm on smoother bitumen too, the car's much quieter than it was. Much quieter. And in a lot of ways, it's much better than the really strong M cars, because they're hard-nosed, hard-edged. Everything about them is hard. This one is not hard. I've just left the double clutch gearbox in automatic. It's doing its own thing. And we're just sweeping majestically down these gentle bends at 80 kilometers an hour. Sound in the cabin now I'm on a rougher bit, has gone up a bit. And this is, as you can see, not very well kept bit of tarmac. There's a speed advisory sign here of 55 kilometers an hour. I don't know for what, but I certainly won't be doing 55. David's in front of me, so David in the Picanto will be going a little slower, no doubt. No, he's whipping around there at... Oh, that's just glorious. Oh, that's glorious. Normally what I do is drop it back a gear or two, just to get the engine really throbbing, to get the engine to come to life. But going downhill, you don't really need to, of course. All right, whereas I tell you one thing, under hard acceleration, you really notice the pull on the torque steering for the front wheels. It's really pulling to one side. It's not unpleasant, and you just have to be ready for it. The other thing is, in sport mode, you stick your foot flat to the floor, and the changes, the double clutch gearbox changes, are pretty snappy. So in summary, I am surprised at how much I've grown to really like this 2 Series Gran Coupe. Now remember, at the start I said I wasn't all that fussed. I didn't like the looks. I didn't really like anything about it. I'm really surprised at how much my opinion has changed after a couple of 100 kilometers. If you're going to test drive a 2 Series Gran Coupe, especially this 3-cylinder base model, do yourself a favor. Don't just take it around the block. Tell the salesman that you'd like to take it out for an extended drive. go for an hour, maybe two. I'm sure BMW won't mind. That's it. We've driven the cars fairly extensively today over the old road, and to be honest with you, I think they've both performed admirably.
Yeah, it's interesting that the BMW obviously has some ambience and elegance. It is distinctive. It makes a statement, I think. And
What statement does it make? I'm not sure what statement it
well,
makes.
first and foremost, it's a BMW. I think sometimes their earlier grille looked like buck teeth, whereas this wider one.
Have you seen the new M3 and M4 grille?
Ah.
Goes from the top of the bonnet to the very, very bottom.
Yeah, well, I prefer the wider look.
Me too. But look, as in all things, if you've enjoyed the film, don't forget to leave a comment and hit like. But above all, just up there to subscribe.